Players ready. Our first map is going to be Metalopolis in this PVT versus EG.iNcontrol and Sin. We've got two members from EG in the EG Masters Cup. One of them stayed alive in his Octo final match. We're going to find out if player number 2, InControl, will stay alive. There's the countdown, and again, InControl mentioned that he really wanted to perform well for his fans here in his second outing of the EG Masters Cup. So I really expect great things out of him.
Yeah, I'm especially excited to see Sin play just because we really want to get more players involved in the esports scene. Those invite tournaments tend to get those same pools again and again and again. But here we're seeing a little variety, some up-and-coming players getting the chance to shine. Already have that semi-unknown player, Blur, in the quarterfinals. So we have Sin in the top position as the blue Terran, and in the right we have InControl as the red Zerg.
Now, not knowing
Protoss.
Yeah, well, it's okay.
Sorry, that was a Brood War reference.
Not knowing too much about Sin, knowing that I've casted him before, but I don't know much about what his specific Terran style of play is going to be. So we'll just have to keep a close eye on the early game. InControl drops his pylon, sends out his scout, and you know, InControl's also been known for just heavy Templar play, whether that's Dark Templar, High Templar as well. He did scout in the wrong direction as he sends his probe down, but he'll eventually make his way over to the base of the Terran.
It looks like just chrono boosting away on all of those probes. InControl, I really think that he's probably going to be DT rushing on this map. That's probably his favorite opening to do on Metalopolis. DT rushing, very, very effective opening, because even if you don't win with the Dark Templar, your opponent has to spend 3 or 4 scans just to get to your base. You leave one Dark Templar just sort of floating in between your bases, leave it outside his, and it's very hard for him to move out until he gets that Raven tech. And in the meantime, you get to expand and do anything you want free. And it looks like InControl is going to be doing a gas on 15, probably not going to be doing some sort of crazy early expand. Yep, there it goes down, and in the meantime, Sin's double raxing.
Yeah, he puts this Rax in the back. However, I do believe that this probe is going to make it up here and see exactly what's going on before that Marine has any chance of being born from the barracks. And there it is. He's going to see both of those going on. Oh, interesting, says InControl. As he moves back over, first Marine coming out, and he will just get a full scan on what's going on. Now, I'm actually surprised that Sin sent his scout the other, I guess, counterclockwise versus clockwise, just knowing the timing of that. And we do have the Psy-Core going down as well. Probe now moving out, also puts down a second gateway.
Yeah, InControl's pretty commonly getting the second gateway a lot faster than other players. Most other players start that second gateway a little while after they begin getting, you know, a Stalker, or after a little while after they begin getting a Zealot or something like that. But InControl throws down 2 very, very early on and then generally expands immediately thereafter. We see Sin getting a little bit supply blocked. Wow, no, he's just having very good timing on his economy with that second barracks.
Yep, I totally agree as he continues to pump out those Marines and getting those supply depots up just perfect. He's got one gas going as well. We've also got this probe that's just sitting out here, knows when the army's going to move out, we're going to know if there's an expansion, and we do have one Zealot now trying to get rid of this SCV, and he's actually going to get some pretty good information through there as well.
I'm blown away at this timing by Sin. He just seemed to kind of get everything all at once, and this is way more units than you would ordinarily see a Terran get at this phase in the game. Like, way, way more. That's really impressive to me that he got the... Wow. Anyways, it looks like Sin is moving forward with some SCVs as well, wants to be aggressive right off the bat. I think this would work against your average Protoss bear, but against InControl, who is an actual bear. It looks like he's going to be able to defend against this just fine with that fast second gate.
And there is no sentry out, so he's going to have to deal with this with Zealot or a Stalker. He did see the probe go down, so at least has some idea. He's going to pull himself back just a little bit. SCV goes up the ramp first, trying to chrono boost these final units out. Some more Zealots on their way out. Some probes now moving over and around to block them from getting up there, and a barracks is going down in the main base as well. And look at that probe control. Nice job, as those Stalkers, that single Zealot will actually deflect this mini attack.
Wow, that's very impressive defense there by InControl. Look at how many units he has. Ordinarily, it's just 2 Stalkers and maybe a Sentry, but there were 3 Zealots and 3 Stalkers, and he is just chasing everything back, picking off these 1 Marine at a time, whipping around with those Marauders to maybe pick off some of the Stalkers, but you really have to just sit here and let these units die as Sin, because there's just an overwhelming force from InControl.
Yep, and we do have the command center going down as well. A couple of units up here on the ridge, but it looks like well, is he going to go up that ramp? He's going to send his zealots up there. He's got a few more units coming in to try to stop that. He is going to stop the SCV building that command center, and then they're going to start to work on that. And look at that, all SCVs pulled. And thought for a second it might be a good idea to let those zealots do the job, but SCVs and the Protoss army will get out of there fairly safe.
Very impressive counterplay there by InControl in the resource station. We see both players are about even. Looks like InControl has been cutting probes a little bit here and there, as he really is not very far ahead of his opponent at all. But the expansion from InControl is coming down right now, and at this point in the game, players are pretty even.
And we do have, instead of any sort of Templar tech, we do have Robo Bay going down, Robo Facility, excuse me, going down right now. As he continues to grow this army, we've got a couple of Stalkers now and a couple of Sentries with some Zealots. He does put down his Nexus, Pylon out front as well, and he is going to complete that command center finally. It took a very long time to build that after interrupting that, and he may go in for an attack here.
Here's the engineering bay finishing right now for Sin. We'll be able to begin getting upgrades, but would not be surprised to see him invest in some missile turrets, as again InControl loves those DTs. Pylon being planted by InControl very aggressively, now getting some sentries into that mix, going to pick off this SCV that was trying to do a little scouting action. Orbital command morphing for Sin, getting a second bunker, just not feeling safe at all. There's the missile turret in the main, just in case any void rays happen. Is there another one in the mineral line? Doesn't look like it. Looks like Sin is going to be playing pretty defensively for a while.
And we got the orbital command moving on over, as well as InControl now got his expansion up. He has thrown down a third gateway. What do we got going up back here? We do have a robotics bay going down as well, so it looks like he will be going for Colossus Tech here. And we did see an observer come out, second observer coming out as well. So InControl concerned about some vision here, and that's what he's looking to get.
You know, it's so funny. It was so common in Brood War to get 6, 7 observers in the course of a game. In StarCraft 2, because that Robo Bay makes so many useful units, people have a tendency to get 1 observer only. So I do like the fact that InControl is investing in more vision, because that is such an integral part to good, solid play, just having spotting on your opponent and knowing where his army movement is. So definitely like that decision by InControl. I'm deeply disappointed that there's a fast Colossus coming down, but you know what? Considering he did hold off that early push and knows exactly where his opponent's at, it's going to be a very safe, fast Colossus play.
And I was actually wrong, Dave. That was the first observer. I believe that he actually supply blocked. And then when I went back to look at it, it looked like it had just started. So there is only 1 observer out there. My apologies. And we do have that first fast Colossus coming out. So kind of going against everything that said. We do have, of course, extended thermal lance going out as well. And right now, the Terran is just okay, working on his economy, while we've got InControl pretty much sitting back, building the army that he's going to be satisfied with, either making some pressure or taking an attack with. He's going to move kind of into the base now. First Colossus is out. And do we have anything that's going to be able to effectively handle this? I do see Ghost Academy is down, and now we're going to see InControl get a good idea of everything that this Terran is doing with that observer.
I love that InControl is keeping this Colossus at the front cliff and keeping the rest of his army at the back of the base, because with this observer, he knows he doesn't need to hang out at the front at all. He's playing very, very smart defensively, gearing up to take a third base, but oh, look at Sin walking right on in with a Marine. Might even get some probe kills if he begins turning around. Yep, looks like he will be able to take out at least 1 probe. And InControl turns around to try to pick it off. 2 probes killed by a single scouting Marine. But I mean, really what Sin is going for is a big Marine ghost push. We see 1 ghost out, and wow, he is gearing up to do some damage right away.
The observer is going to see this army moving out. There's a pylon up here at the gold on the top portion of the map, and it will go down as well. Meanwhile, there is a probe over at the third of InControl that actually supply blocked InControl with that pylon going down. And here we go. We have the 2 Colossus up here, and with the right vision as he moves in, and he does have vision of that area. And he's going to just start working at those units with those Colossus.
Oh, completely missed on that EMP. He's going to try to stem up. Not a good decision. InControl pulls back, easily ripping through all of these Marines. only getting, it looks like 2 sentries worth of energy, just a total whiff on that EMP, and now all his units are low on health from the stim. InControl may very well win with this push.
Yeah, I think so. +1 attack is also about 50% done, looking for that to finish as well. Probe only built a pylon, no third base yet. And I love this from InControl, using the ledges there, moving up with this Colossus, not moving forward with the army, and look at that, beautiful force fields to cut the Terran off, and he is just getting free damage like mad in this little attack.
This is just amazing play by InControl. Looks like Sin is trying to get the double Vikings up as fast as he can, but there's the push from InControl. Oh, the units of InControl just getting evaporated by those Colossi. It looks like there's a factory scow, but it is not going to be that useful. Sin getting torn to shreds. Amazing range play by InControl.
This has got to be GG, and there it is. Sin is forced out as the look at the laser beams of death shooting out from the ears of the Colossus right there. That was very, very, you know, standard play, I think, from InControl. Of course, as we were talking about, we were expecting, you know, this or that or the other, but you got to have the basics down before you're really going to be able to do anything beyond that, and I think that's just kind of what we saw there. Maybe feeling his opponent out a little bit.
Yeah,
I don't know.